Girls, in this video we'll do the structure of a simple Java program. Okay, or you can say we will do program components, different program components. Okay, we will study simple Java program structure. Okay, now the very first line, there is a forward slash followed by the asterisk, and written, this program is used to display a message on the screen followed by asterisk and again a forward slash. So forward slash followed by the asterisk, this is symbol of comments. Okay, line or statement which you want to make or insert in your program as comment, you will be writing that line using these symbols. Okay, if there is a single line, you will be using only 2 forward slashes before the statement if only single line is there, but here there are 2 lines. Okay, that is why this symbol forward slash followed by the asterisk, then the statements you want to write as a comment, and at the end you will be making asterisk first followed by the forward slash. So this symbol, the statements enclosed within forward slash and asterisk, this symbol will be used for multi-line comments, and this is the symbol for single line comment. If you have to make a comment of a single line, okay, if you have to write a single statement as a comment, then you will be using this symbol, and if you have to make number of statements as comment you have to write, then you will be using or you will be enclosing those statements within these symbols. This is single line comment, and this one is for multi line comments. Fine. So this is the first line of your program. Okay, it's not compulsory, but you should write comments in your program. Why we use comments? And these comments are used to display a message on the screen. Okay, also known as remark. Okay, and these symbols are of 2 types, or you can say the comments are of 2 types. One is this double forward slash single line comment, and this one is for multiple line comments. Okay, and these symbols are used in program, and these are non-executable statements. Okay, means these statements will be ignored by the Java compiler. Okay, as these symbols are predefined, and Java compiler knows very well that the statements written using these symbols will be ignored by the compiler at the compile time. So it will not produce any error. Otherwise you can't put a single dot in your program extra. Okay, that can produce syntax error. You can't write anything extra except the code using Java language. Okay, you can't write any extra thing in your program, not even a single mark. Otherwise you will be getting errors. Okay, but you can write the statements using these symbols, any of the 2, as the meaning of these symbols have been defined to the compiler. Java compiler knows if these symbols are there, it means these are the non-executable statements. Compiler will ignore these statements at compile time. Okay, so these statements, if you are writing a comment, this will make your program easy to understand. Okay, you can explain the the function of this, the purpose of this class, the purpose of particularly a function, the purpose of any particular line, you can define that, okay, with the help of these comments. Okay, like in this case, this comment is used to tell that what is the purpose of this program. Like this program is used to display a message on the screen. Okay, the purpose of this complete program is to display a message on the screen. Okay, so this is telling the user, this is conveying a message what the program is doing. You can write the single statements or single comments here. Here you can insert comment. Here you can also insert comment. Anywhere you can write the comments using these symbols. Okay, to convey a message that what is the purpose of writing that particular code. Okay, and you should write comments in your program. Now the second is class welcome. Class, I told you, class is a keyword to define a class. Class, then class name. You can take any name, any meaningful name you can take as a class name. Okay, but it should not be a keyword. Okay, this class name will be given by the user. That's why we say class user defined data type. Okay, you can choose any name other than the keyword. Okay, we can't take keywords as a identifier name. Okay, so you can give any name to this class. Class is a keyword and it's a characteristic of Java, that Java is a case sensitive language. It means the small letters and capital letters are treated separately. Okay, capital C means something different and capital small c means something other. Okay, if you are writing this and this, both are different in Java. Okay, will not be treated as same. This one is one thing and this one is another. Okay, so Java is case sensitive. If something you have to write in is small, then you have to write that in small, otherwise you will be getting errors. Okay, Java is a case sensitive language. Case, two types of cases, lowercase and uppercase. Lowercase means small letters and uppercase means capital. Okay, now this is the opening brace. Okay, and this is showing the beginning of the body of the class. Class welcome, then with the help of this opening brace, this one is the closing brace. From here till here we are writing the class, and within the class there is a function. I have written with the blue pen. Okay, class is a keyword to define a class. I have given name welcome. Opening brace, that is showing the beginning of the class. Okay, now within class you can have two things, data and method. I have not taken any data in this, but method is there. Public void display message. Okay, public void display message. Public is a access specifier. We'll discuss later on what are the access specifiers. It's a access specifier. Void is return type of function. Function is a set of executable statements to perform a particular task. Okay, and a function should return a value. So whatever value the function will return, you will write the data type of that value over here. This is the return type of this function. Okay, if this function, any function is not returning any value, then you will be writing void. And if a function returns a value, you will be writing the data type of that value. Suppose a function is returning integer value. So what is the data type for integer? Int, int, small int. Okay, so you will be writing int here, but in this case there is no return statement. Okay, so this function is not returning any value. That is why the return type of this function is void. Okay, this is the name of method. There are two words. In case of methods, you will be writing if there are more than one word. If one word is there in the name of method, then all the letters will be in lowercase, small letters. Okay, but if there are more than one word, then the initial of the words except the first word, first word will be in small letters. Okay, but the rest of the words, the initial will be capital. Okay, for example, there are two words. First word is in small letters, but the first letter of the second word is capital. In class name, all the words, the initial, the first letter will be capital in class name. Okay, so public, it's an access specifier. It specifies where you can access this particular method in your program. Where you can access this or not access this will be depending upon the access specifier. Void is the return type. This function is not returning any value, that is why the type is void. Otherwise, if returns integer, the return type will be int. If returns float, the return type will be float instead of void. But this one is not returning any value, that is why void. Then display message method name followed by the parenthesis. Okay, if there are the parentheses after any name, it means that is the name of a method or function. So this one is method followed by the parenthesis. These brackets are known as parentheses. These brackets can be empty or with parameters also. Then opening brace of method. Okay, in method we write set of executable statements to perform a particular task. And what task we have to perform in this program? We have to display a message, and the message is my first Java program. You have to display this message on the screen using Java program. Okay, now opening brace, it shows the beginning of this method. This shows the beginning of class. Within class there can be data and function. Okay, so function, then we will begin function with the help of this opening brace. Then we will be writing the executable statements. In this program we have to just display a message. Only a single statement we have to write to display this message. Nothing else we have to do. So we are just writing the statement that is responsible for displaying a message on the screen. Okay, and the statement is system.out.println. Girls, listen very carefully. Okay, in system S will be capital and rest of the letters will be in small in this statement without any space. System.out.println followed by the parenthesis. Within parenthesis brackets you will be writing any message you can write over here. Whatever you have to print on the screen, you have to display on the screen, but within double quotes. The message, whatever you are going to write within double quotes, that will be printed on the screen as it is. Okay, my first Java program within double quotes, bracket closed, and each and every executable statement in Java is terminated by semicolon. Okay, end of the statement. So you will be putting semicolon over here after the statement. System.out.println, you can write print also, ln for new line. Okay, if you have to print the message on the same line, you will be writing print, or if you are writing println, then the message will be displayed on the new line. So system.out.println, my first Java program within double quotes. This statement will print this message as it is on the screen, terminated by the semicolon. Okay. Then now we have nothing to do within this method. We have to only print the message. Okay, we have written that statement. Now we will be closing the function first. Okay. Class was there first, and within the class we have written a function. Now we are done with this method, so we will close the method first, then we will be closing the class. Okay, a class can have more than one function. Suppose there will be two functions, so you will be writing this starting, then you will end with the help of closing brace. Okay, this shows the end of the function. Then you will be writing next function over here. You will open that and close the brace. Okay, then you will close the class if two functions are there. But in this case we need to write only one function. Okay, that is why we have closed the class just after this function, because after this method we have nothing to do in this class. Okay, this brace shows this is the closing brace of class, shows the end of the class. Okay, now there is an example. Suppose you have to print the square of a class. You can insert single line comment over here. Okay, like what is the use of this purpose of this program? You can write program to calculate or display the square of a number. Then class square, you can insert a comment here also. Single line comment will be there. Defining class square. Then opening brace to show the beginning of the class keyword. Square S will be capital. Opening brace. Then I have taken a data member. Okay, data is 2, whose square we need to calculate. 2, we can't take a value like this. We can't take as it is. We have to store each and every value within a variable. Okay, you must have done data type earlier. So 2 is an integer, so we will store that within int data type. So the data type of num is int. Okay, int num equals to 2. We are having value 2 within num. Now we perform the calculation in the method. So we have written a method public void display square. Again 2 words are there. So S is capital, the initial of second word. Parentheses are there as it's a function. Void, because this function is not returning any value. We return a value by writing return statement. No return keyword is there. Return statement is not there. It means this function is not returning any value. You will be writing void as return type. Now this opening brace will be there. Okay, showing the beginning of this method. Now what you have to do in this method? You have to print the square of 2, that is within num. It means what you have to do, num into num. Okay, so with the help of this statement we are calculating the square num into num. Okay, and printing that with a message. Whatever we write within double quotes, that will be printed as it is. Square is equal to within double quotes plus the value of num into num. And with the help of this SOPLN statement, this will be printed on the monitor screen. Then closing brace of function and closing brace of class, as we don't have to do anything else in this. What will be the output? Output will contain only the things whatever you have written within SOPLN. So output will be square is equals to 4 in this case.